Welcome to Food Travelers. In this episode, we are off the strip in Las Vegas. We're visiting a restaurant called A Different Beast, a very unique name for a restaurant and a place, Micah, I'm very happy we stopped by because the food was absolutely delicious.
Yeah, Simon. So a little bit information about this restaurant there. Like Simon said, it's located off the strip on Spring Mountain Road in the V City Plaza. They are closed on Monday and Tuesdays. For Sunday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, they're open from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. And for Fridays and Saturdays, they're open from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. And when we were speaking with the staff, they actually opened earlier this year. And we came here mainly for the 10-course tasting menu, and at the time of the recording, it was $88 per person, and that excludes the supplemental choices that we made.
Yeah, Micah, one of the things I wanted to also mention is that they do change their menu often, and it kind of depends. We asked how often. It kind of depends, and they said it varied depending on the chef's kind of mood. Usually in a month, sometimes a little longer, but very excited to try all the food, and I'm happy we stopped by.
Yeah, I was really excited about this one too, Simon. I'm actually really interested to see how this one compared to our other experiences for Spanish restaurants and the dishes they offered. I think this one had a lot of really good choices with their tasting menu.
I agree. We have an episode where we visit another famous chef and his restaurant offering tapas. And personally, Micah, I really enjoyed this one more. I think for the price, for what you get, and the flavors, I think this one's just kind of tops. And I think one of the reasons, yes, it is off strip, and you have a lot of great chefs who try to go open up restaurants off strip. And I'm hoping they do really well.
Yeah, I hope they do very well as well, Simon. And as you saw in the video, there is a lot of different dishes for all the each part of the tasting menu. I believe there is one here is the Vera Crudas, which is the royal etc. and mango caviar and almond milk with crispy jamon. I really like this dish. It's kind of like a complex blend of flavors and textures. The scallops were very buttery texture. It was very fresh, clean tasting. It was really subtle as well and not overpowering with everything that they had on that dish.
I agree. This is a very beautiful dish. So flavorful and tasty. It was absolutely delicious. Just kind of jumping back, we also had some appetizers before that. It was 3 separate ones with different kind of flavors to them that kind of hit your kind of different parts of your palate to kind of liven it up as you move through each section of the tasting menu.
Yeah, and going further with this dish, I really enjoyed the texture. Like I said, it had really good crunchy texture from the crispy jamon, and then also with the soup or the broth. I mean, the almond milk added like the subtle creaminess that you needed with that dish. So overall, I really did love that soup a lot.
Kind of moving forward, we also have the next dish, which was a croqueta de jamon, and this was the jamon iberico pelota, and it also came on top of a garlic aioli. Also very delicious. It was nice and creamy with the bite. The croqueta was pretty much prepared very well. It had great flavor. That's the one thing that I remember the most. Just each dish had really great flavor to them.
And this next one, the wild mushrooms, truffle powder, 63-degree egg, reddish sprouts. I really did enjoy this one. I thought the egg was cooked perfectly, was really nice and runny in its center. The combination of the egg and the mushrooms created a really great texture together. I think eggs in general, when you make it so perfectly cooked, it gives that really good creamy texture that you need, and it together just very well balanced.
Yeah, this one is really great, as you mentioned. It does like the creaminess of the egg as you break the yolk. You let it coat over all the mushrooms. The mushrooms do provide kind of that meaty texture to it, and so having that creamy and that meaty together, it was really nice. Great bite. Um, just wonderful, and it was just a nice contrast from what you had from the prior dishes before. So this change up of this more savory, creamy, compared to what we had with the more crispy, with the croqueta, it was really nice.
And on this next one was the clams chorizo loreco with the little neck clams, white wine, parsley, and also with the bread. I think this one was good. I really like this one too, especially with the bread, so you can soak up all that sauce with the clams.
Yeah, that's something that's always a great touch with that I find with going with any places that offer clams or mussels to eat, especially those type of dishes, is offering some bread to kind of soak up all those juices that kind of come out. Personally, with clams and mussels, if you don't get too many, the dish, there's not too much to that type of dish for me, and so adding those breads just makes it much more heartier dish. It makes you feel like, okay, I got a big, nice clam dish.
And moving along to the next part, we're going to our entrees, and we actually opt out and got supplementals for our dishes. So I got the acorn-fed iberico.
And just to add to that, the supplementals are actually added on at about $6 each. And so for Micah's dish, he got what he had, and I got the pato hijicos, which is actually a duck that is in a sangria jus, and it comes with apple and Savoy cabbage and mustard frills as well.
And going further with my dish, again, it's the acorn-fed iberico. So it's iberico, chorizo, potato, fondant, and green grapes. I really liked that one. I thought it was really tender, very juicy flavors with that one, and the grapes, it gave it really good, I guess, juicy texture that pops in your mouth. It definitely makes it for a different tasting experience.
And I actually asked Micah for a bite because I did want to try it, but I also wanted to try a different dish, so I didn't order what he wanted. But it's something where it was recommended by the server, and she said that it was really good. I am not disappointed with the duck dish, but when I did have the bite, it was very delicious. And as many people may know, or maybe not know, is Iberico is very famous. It's a very famous dish that comes from Spain, and that styling, and it just has this really great flavor and texture that you just find a little different than if you get your kind of, I guess you would call it normal pork chops in the U.S., but very wonderful dish.
And moving along to the desserts, we had actually two desserts. One was the Bass cheesecake, and why don't you introduce the next one, Simon?
The other dessert that we had was the crema catalana congelada, and that was a brulee that was with frozen custard and also a lemon curd.
I think together they were a really good balance of each other. Like the Bass cheesecake was really warm and hot when it arrived. It was fresh. It was like, I don't know how much people know about Bass cheesecake, but Bass cheesecake is known for like that burnt exterior and creamy like custard like center. So I think both of them, it's really good.
Yeah, I agree. The combination of those two, I found myself jumping back and forth, taking a bite of the Bass cheesecake, and then coming back and doing the crema, just biting, and just that switch with the sweetness of the Basque and then to the more tartness of the crema, going back and forth, it just really livened up the palate. And one of the things I also want to mention was that the Basque cheesecake was also made in-house, and so that kind of made it a little extra special. But overall, this is a very, very good restaurant, and we definitely recommend coming here.
And for this noble is the Basque cheesecake. It's a must try for its unique caramelized top, which adds a rich, smoky sweetness that's irresistibly creamy. Its crustless, custard-like texture melts in your mouth, unlike any other cheesecake, perfectly balanced between sweetness and tang. Each bite is pure indulgence.
If you've enjoyed the content you've seen, don't forget to support the channel and hit like and subscribe. And if you want to see additional pictures of food and our travels, go over to our Instagram page and follow us there. Thanks for watching.